evening once again. Abramendo Kidade, your host as usual. As we upload this video tonight, we shall be delving into from beast mentality to positive thoughts. You will excuse me for using a negative word like beast mentality, but in most circles of society, that's how most people view it. But in practical or more positive language, it's violent behavior. This is not the first time I've spoken about violent behavior. Last time I told you about the mechanism of violence, which from some source I've read some other time. Some person stressed that the mechanism of violence, as with intense emotions, normally require time to wind up the motor force after every major dissipation of energy. Although in convention combat, the intervals are drastically reduced by the pressure from the enemy. Now, here we are not in convention combat because everybody is not a soldier, and the violence does not affect military personnel because they are trained. But here we are looking at social violence, which normally brings a problem like gangsters or violent crime to occur in the society. So that's the reason I'm uploading this video, because we don't expect a violent society. Now, when we explore the complexities of the human mind, we find that the cognition of personal growth and emotions vary depending on each individual. Now, the beast mentality, also known as violent character, depends on several factors. These factors include upbringing. There are some people who are brought up in violent families, so they are more likely to become violent. Then exposure to violence or toxic environment, as I may call it. Then unresolved trauma, chronic stress, aggressive behavior, peer influence, impulsivity, low empathy, lack of emotional regulation, outbursts, and societies that glorify violence. Then also exposure to violent media or media influence, social inequality, resentment, anger, frustration, neurological imbalance, poor role modeling, complex behavior, hormone imbalances, and other factors, as you have already seen in society. Now, this violent behavior is uncalled for, and the people don't need. It is more related. It's not more related to mental health, but most mental patients are not violent, but there are some violent characters, the goons, the gangsters, that are violent, and they need to be transformed and brought into normal life to avoid crime and societal problems. Now, transformation techniques or coping techniques can be to recognize the partners or the triggers of violent character, Then study children early from their negative behavior from childhood, like children who throw up tantrums. Just study the child, the way they throw up tantrums, and try to avoid your child having a violent future. Then, in your family, avoid GBV, gender-based violence, because children brought up in happy families also are likely to make happy families and live positive behavior. Then acknowledge their emotions. Know that emotions change depending on the environment. Then if you are a violent one, don't suppress your anger. Always show your anger and know the way of calming it down. Don't deny your anger to cool down. Take responsibility of your emotions. Engage in activities that bring joy or once brought joy. Pursue hobbies that promote happiness and joy. Practice gratitude. Reframe challenges. See challenges as opportunities for growth. Set goals. Early intervention, as I told you, from childhood. Always treat your children well and teach them the concept of love and tell them that love is important and that violent behavior leads to doom. Then manage substance treatment and mental health. Counseling therapy, that's professionals. Try to call on professionals in times of need. Then restorative justice in communities. Leaders, please ensure that people who are hurt in communities are treated to the best of their expectations and justice is done. Then manage crisis intervention and conflict resolution. Then make reforms in the laws that govern violent behavior, like children who have violent behavior and are criminals. There's reach out to organizations that support such behavior. Then allow time to process and reflect on their thoughts and ensure that there is peace in your family. By embracing these steps, you can make a more positive growth-oriented mindset from the beast mentality to positivity. Now please, this is a preamble. You forgive me for calling it the beast mentality because this is how I've learned it of recent, but I've tried to find out what causes this, and that is it. Because I've found it from different angles in society and proved that it's actually what happens, and this leads to when you follow these challenges and you become when you follow these steps and you become a law-abiding citizen, you may end up with a crime-free society, free from gangsters and violent people. Thank you.